Namaskaram, Vanakkam, Namaste. Welcome to the Tanjore series. It's been a long time, and so I wanted to do this because recently I received a comment saying I should get back into this and post some more videos. I want to let you know that, like in the previous comments that I've read, my process is not necessarily original or traditional. I have evolved and I have adapted to the things I have with me available and whatever inspires me. A lot of this that you've seen will probably be very different from what you're used to if you've done this in the past. If you haven't, it's just a way for you to creatively use multiple media and create art. What I did is I printed out an image that I really liked, and I after I prepped the board and put some caulking on it, or rather some uh, mix of the clay that I usually use and put. I let it dry overnight, and then I used a carbon paper to trace out the design that I wanted. I also did some freehand drawing only because I felt that some of it looked a little empty. After it dried and after I did the tracing, I then took some air dry clay, because that's not what I've done in the past. If you notice in my previous videos, this is just something I wanted to try and see if this will work better, because number one, it's more pliable, and it's also a media I've used in the past for other projects. So a lot of it you may not be able to see because my hand is covering what's going on. But basically, I took the clay, I shaped it into the design that I thought it would fit, and just kept going. So you'll see that I'm trying to fill in different design portions. This takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. I did try to keep it to a place where I used just my hands, simple tools like pen, the back of a brush, like you'll see in the videos. To make the designs, I've just used the backside of a pen, and that's the intent. The intent is to let you know that this process is however you want it to be, basically, however hard or however simple you want it. You can buy all the fancy tools, go to Hobby Lobby or other stores, Michael's, and buy all the fancy tools and use it. Or like me, you can just use your hands and have fun. um, my daughter also helped me out in some of this because she was very excited when I started playing with clay, and that is one of her favorite media as well. A lot of this is, again, just as I go along the way. If I feel that something needs to be changed, I change it. The sketch is more of a blueprint. You don't have to follow it exactly, and you have to adapt and change the design as you see fit, as you're building it or as you're constructing it. In some places, I have used glue. In other places, I have wet the clay and used that to stick, because there's already clay media on top of this board. So when you have clay media that's not very smooth, it's easy to fix more clay media onto it. So that's what you'll see I've done. I've also, you know, that's my baby's little fingers. Those pens that you see over there, those are the design tools that I have. So again, it's very simple. It's whatever you have at home that you can use to make this. I just started putting it together as I felt fit. Um, and a lot of it is, some of the material that I have is from almost 10 years ago. Some of it I got more recently, like say 6 7 years ago. But a lot of none of the material I have is recent, except maybe the clay, because I bought it for another project that I used. And again, I'm using the black back side of a brush to adjust the lines. It doesn't have to look perfect. It can if you want. Again, you can use tools like the X-Acto knife and everything to make it look very exact and very perfect. That's not the intent of this video. The intent is to let you know that you can have fun with multimedia, with simple tools, and with very simple materials. Like, for example, that particular piece of clay had come off, so I just used some glue to fix it back on. And then I put glue on top and let it stay there for some time. After which I started um, fixing the stones on it. The stone definitely adds a lot of what's it called, grace or beauty to the product. These are all the stones that I've had for a long, long time. I bought them from a store, online store in Chennai, I think, and they sent it to my mother. And when my mom was coming here, she brought it for me. And I also have a lot of the gold leaves and all of that. What you're seeing here is just the process as I'm going through it, and I'm, just on the fly thinking what I want to do, what I don't want to do. I found some stones that I thought would go with it, so I just decided to add those white stones. Again, not I hadn't planned it earlier, but I just saw it and I think it'll thought it would go well together. That's what I've done. You can see I've used the backside of that pen not only to make the design in the middle but also to then fix the stones. So again, it's very simple. It's very easy to do it as you go along. If you make mistakes, just take the piece of clay out, reshape it, add a little bit, very little water, not too much, and go back into it and make the corrections along the way. You don't have to think about being perfect, because this is not about perfection. This is about enjoying the craft itself. There's plenty of, like, when you see the final product as well, you'll see a lot of flaws if you look for it, but if you're looking for creative satisfaction, you'll definitely find that. So I went on as many stones as I needed. I just put it on top. I'm going to let you watch the rest. A lot of it has been sped up 4 times, 8 times, just because I didn't want to have you guys see every step at the speed at which I was doing it, because that'll take forever. The video would have then been 3-4 hours long. I didn't want that. I just wanted to show you quickly what I did and how the final product looks as I ended it today. I then started putting square shaped stones at the bottom. And after I finished this, I realized I didn't have enough to go all the way around. So when I finish the rest of the border, you'll probably see different shapes for the border. More like maybe the round shaped ones that I was thinking I can add, because I don't have enough of these. I also used a knife to just add the details of the lines in between those stones. And then I started moving on to the body portion of the peacock. Now, it needed to be smooth enough so when you add the gold leaf to it, it gets nice and smooth and it doesn't look bumpy and lumpy. So that's what I was doing. I was spending a lot of time trying to smoothen that portion out. And that keeps going on for quite some time. Let me just see how far I got with that. I think that's as much as I did. I think I also did the legs, and that took a little bit of time because the legs were kind of detailed and needed some extra work. Apart from that, this is the this is what I was able to do in the last couple of days, yesterday and today. First day was board prep as always, and the second day is when I did a lot of the clay work. After all of the clay work is done and then the stone work is done, after that is when we do the gold leaf, and then lastly we do the painting. You're always welcome to ask me questions and I'll try my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, I appreciate the comments, I appreciate the feedback, negative, positive, everything is taken into consideration, and I always try to respond. Over the last few years, my work took over, family life took over, and so there was less focus on this particular art form. So I haven't really practiced much of it, and you'll see a lot of that showing through. But again, with practice, anyone can get better. So hopefully in the next few videos that I will make time for, you'll see that the work has improved, and that at the end of the day, it gives me a product that I'm actually happy with. I took a brush, I made it wet, and then I kept going so that it can just smooth out all the bumps and lumps. Some of the edges, when they dry, they become a little bit rough, and sometimes they crack. We'll see that in the next coming videos, because that's where you'll see that we need to again go back in and either smooth it out or add some extra clay. If you have any questions, please leave a note, comment. You can share, like, subscribe if you like to. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.